Here we go. Taberne Talks. We have a special one today. All right.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, right? He's already talking. We haven't even announced him yet. All right. So what that means, it's going to be a really special one here. Larry Brown. Okay. Keller Williams Empowers. Right. I'll say the whole.
Thank you.
The whole company name here. I went on Larry's show about a year and a half ago. Yeah. Okay. I was invited on a podcast for the first time ever. Okay. Went on, it was like a Sunday morning. It was like 8 a.m. Right. It's like crazy time. He's like, yeah, we do it on. I'm like, all right, great. Yeah. It's like freezing cold outside. Here I am walking down Broad Street to get to this place. Yep. Right. It's in Larry's office. We film our first show ever. And ever since then, it was history. Right?
You've been hooked, huh?
I've been hooked.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yep.
You know,
that's how you know I'm good at what I do, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. We talk, and I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to say on this show. Yeah. Like, okay. But once we started flowing, it was done.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I got to get this guy on my show.
Thank you, Alex.
Because I think that he is, I watch his Instagram. The guy is cranking right now. Deal after deal after deal after deal, selling, listing, buying, whatever it is, he's doing it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alex. Right. And unfortunately, I have to remind ladies and gentlemen, this is the Larry Brown show. Taberne Talks comes out, maybe this after this one, it'll go back to Taberne Talks. This is good. It may switch, right? Yeah. So this could be my final show ever. Yeah. Right. So that's why I wanted to do today. Like I was told by a number of people, let's not do it this weekend, right? It's a Super Bowl weekend. Let's skip it. But I said, no, Larry Brown's coming on the show. We got to do this. Realtors don't like to work, Alex. Don't you know this?
They do not like to work, right? I'm like, and then he tells me his schedule. I'm like, what schedule? You have no schedule, right? What schedule are we talking about, right? Man. It gives me these weird times, 8 a.m. or 3 p.m. It's like, what? Yeah. What are you doing in that 7-hour window between, right?
Alex,
come on.
I'm not sitting behind a computer all day like you guys. I'm in the field.
True. You guys are actually on the street.
I've got people pulling guns on me at abandoned houses. So,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know, but I do know.
Thank you for having me, Alex. I'm happy.
Of course,
to be here,
I'm happy that you're here. You've been with me a number of years.
Yes, sir.
We've worked together. I don't know how many.
Almost a decade.
Almost a decade.
Yep.
Okay. This guy hustles.
Thank you.
I've met with him one-on-one many times. We've been at closings together. Yeah. We've gone through, how to succeed, what we're doing is working, what's not working. Yep. He's introduced me to other realtors who've been successful. Yep. We've done a lot together.
It's a lot of truths here, Alex.
There's a lot of truths. Okay. His credit business was big too. Yes, that he started. That I was at his opening gig there. I mean, he's been through a lot.
Yes, I've successfully funneled like $3,500 from Alex over the course of 2 years.
3,500. Yeah. All right. It actually might be a little bit more. He's being like there because there's the CFPVs watching this right now, right. And we can't say any more than 3,500. There's a certain limit that we cut it off by. So,
good to know.
Right. So let's just let you know that. All right. Good. So give us the background real quick.
Sure.
All right. 10 years ago, you started.
Yeah. So I was in property management for a small company. Hated it. If you're getting into real estate, like you're brand new, you're looking for something to maybe do outside of sales, I don't recommend property management. It's very like burning the candle on both ends. You're probably not going to make a ton of money for what you could make investing in yourself and running your own business, right?
Sure.
So, and that was after I got kicked out of college. So, I'm just on a slippery slope here trying to catch myself at this point.
Right. Good.
And then,
and you caught yourself.
I did, of course. Yep. And then, so, I heard about like being a realtor, but I never really knew what it was. So I went to the Temple School of Business, Temple School of Real Estate, and got my certification to be a realtor. And then my first year was awful. Yeah. Yeah. Whole first year, terrible. I don't think I had
What did you close the first year?
I had one sale, and surprisingly, it was from you.
There you go. Right.
Alex gave me my first buyer. Yeah. And that's how I knew you were a real dude.
Right.
And then been rocking and rolling ever since. Yeah.
Right. So let's go fast forward then, right? Because we're not going to go through all the, there was a lot of bumps and bruises.
Of course.
Right. We brought Larry on because this guy is going to tell us the front line. Yep. This guy is going to tell us, because he goes through it every day. I know he goes to the office here and there. He sees the meetings. He gets the insight. He's on the street. He's been through some heartache with a lot of these deals that crashed and burned. And I got 3 on the board. They all died. Yeah. You've been through it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what steps do we need right now that we should be taking to make it through what we're going through right now?
It's interesting because I think like the market is in a funny spot, and I feel like it depends on like the type of clientele you're working with. So if like I'm kind of all over the board, you know, I'm working with first time buyers, even still at this point in my career, and I'm working with people who are maybe looking to get a little bit more space or starting a family, or they're on their second or third home at this point. And I'm finding that the higher in price points you go in certain counties, obviously, like I'll use Montgomery County for an example. There is such limited inventory that even if the house itself isn't great, you're still getting multiple offers.
Just because people want to move there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I think,
but we're not getting that in the city.
No, and it's so funny because I feel like the city has really good deals right now. Like I was able to get
a lot of deals right now.
Yeah, I was able to get a buyer 6% assist, which you
wouldn't get
2
anywhere.
years ago.
Right.
Like it would never.
You're not getting that in Jersey
and
either.
Absolutely not. Yeah,
no.
Jersey's a dumpster fire right now.
That's what
so
I mean.
Good luck to you.
No, it's not easy. I know it is. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Yeah, that's why I brought him on here, because he reminds me of how much of a dumpster fire it really is.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is I'm seeing a lot of buyers coming out into the market right now, and nobody wants to get pre-approved. So I'm curious, like from a lender's standpoint, like what is that about, do you think?
Well, so you see, the thing is with you guys is they come to you first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys, they won't come to me first.
No, they don't like you.
Why,
they don't like you.
They don't like me. Yeah. It might be me personally. I don't know that, right? It
can't be you personally. You're a good-looking guy, Alex.
It could be me personally. But they won't come to the loan officer first. They go to the realtor first.
Yep.
The realtors always ask me, how come you don't bring me business?
Yeah.
I would bring you every person, okay, if I could.
You're right.
But the problem is that they won't come to me first. They go to this is how it goes, guys. They go to the realtor first. They say, yes, I want to buy a house. The realtor says, okay, I'll take you out, but you got to get pre-approved with Alex or whoever company they're using. Yep. And then they call me. They say, I'm working with Larry Brown. I need to get a pre-approval because Larry said that in order for me to look for houses, I got to get pre-approved. I get their run their credit, do all their stuff, and then we can take them out, right?
Yeah.
You're asking me why they're not getting pre-approved, but they're coming to you first. What are they saying to you?
Basically, what I'm hearing a lot of is, I want to find the right house first, which is like a running joke in the real estate world. It's like, okay, you're only going to find the right house when you can afford it. Right. Like, you don't know what you should be looking at in the first place.
Right. They don't know what you're talking about.
But obviously I follow you on social media and you're always talking about the state of the economy. And I think honestly, what people are dealing with right now is a lot of credit card debt and like student loans. And I think that they're afraid to actually go and get pre-approved because they're carrying all that. And then
they know it.
Yeah. And rejection is like hard to take from you and I deal with it. I know. I have a wife, so I get rejected in 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Like, we're in the same boat. I understand. Right?
So I think that's
Honey, I love you though. All right. Well, go ahead.
Nice plug. Yeah, nice plug. But no, I think that's like deterring people from taking that next step is because they don't know where
they're getting nervous to even talk to me.
Yeah.
And he's right. I mean, I'll talk to a lot of clients and, they pour out their heart to me even before I run the credit.
Oh God.
Like they're like, listen, before you do this, it's like going to the dentist. Like I haven't gotten teeth cleaning in 10 years. I've eaten every junk food there is. Right. And when you open my mouth, you're going to see everything. Right. so they're they're pouring. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. I don't want to know all that.
Right.
Let me just do what I got to do. Yeah. And then maybe I don't even need to know all that.
Right.
Right. There's a lot of stuff that the mortgage business doesn't want to know.
Yes. Very true.
Right.
Very true.
And then there's the stuff that we need to know.
Yep.
Right.
And it's so funny, Alex, because what I tell people is, especially with you, if you go to Alex first and try to get pre-approved, even if you get rejected, he will at least lay out the plan for you to be able to afford what you want to buy.
Correct. You have to have a plan.
Exactly.
The problem is a lot of loan officers will take the application, they'll run the credit, and then once they see that the credit's too low, they never call the people back.
Okay.
They leave them.
Regular salespeople stuff.
Right. Okay. You know how it goes. Right? Hey, this guy doesn't qualify. Have a nice life.
Got it.
And the guy's blowing your phone up. Right? He's saying, why is Alex never calling me back? He's not calling him back because he doesn't want to deal with you anymore.
Yep.
Right? He's just finished with you. He's not even telling you that you're declined.
Yeah.
It's just, you're gone.
Yep.
He's on to the next one.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
And I don't want to get on here and give you too much praise because then I think like it'll
No, I don't want to do that.
And I don't never hear from you again.
My head's big enough.
But one of the things that I watched you do when a buyer that I referred to you wanted to compete and shop for rates was, and this is why I respect you as not just as a person, but as a businessman, is that you basically were willing to give up part of the money you were going to make. And you said, hey, listen, I know that I'm going to get them later on down the line. I'm going to take good care of them now. They'll be happy with the service. And if they want to refinance or something, I'm here for that.
You're going to get them again.
Yeah.
Listen, that's part of the game.
You're a
That's
shark.
sales.
Yeah.
Right?
I love it.
You have to do that in order for people to, you can't make $1 million every deal.
Yep.
This is the problem.
Yep.
With and realtors too, like they don't want to cut their commission too sometimes,
of course,
right? You guys don't want to do it, and we don't want to do it either.
I'm trying to buy a Range Rover, Alex.
Right, that's what I mean. You're not going to buy a Range Rover by cutting your commission.
Exactly.
Right? So, I mean, it's the truth. But on the flip side, you got to look at the big game.
Yeah.
They have friends, they have family, they have different people that they may refer to you. And you're right, they're going to come back for the refinance once the rates come down. So, you got to just get the deal in and get it done.
It's chess.
It is chess. So thank you for that bump there. I
You're
mean, I didn't pay him to say that either. He just said it, so whatever, right? Why have you stayed at KW so long?
Oh, man.
Why do you stay there?
I think it's a character flaw.
He hasn't jumped anywhere. He hasn't moved anywhere.
Yeah. And
that's a character flaw.
Yeah. And it's why I
keep
was
talking.
Like,
that's why.
I'm like so hesitant to
you said it, man.
Date.
All right.
Like,
go ahead. Yeah, sure.
When I'll use it like this is my personal life. When I date, I usually date one person for a long period of time.
That.
Yeah. And
I see that.
So I take my time when I'm getting into a situation because I know like I'm just locked in.
Yeah, man.
And I'm the same way with everything that I do. Like if I'm going to do business with you, I want to do business with you for life. If I'm going to be friends with you, I want to be friends with you until you ask me for money.
Sure.
And it's just the way it works. Like, that's why I've been at KW for so long. Like they've taken good care of me. And I learned a ton.
Okay.
And when I look at other brokerages, I feel like that's what they don't have. And if I jumped ship, I would be setting myself back in two ways. One, I'm not getting the education that I feel like I need. Even at, almost 10 years in the business, you still have to be learning.
Do you go to a lot of the classes there?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You do?
Yeah, for sure. But then the other part of it is like we have some of the biggest agents in the state,
in the city, in the state,
in our office, and I'm a competitive person. Like I need to see that you're beating the hell out of me, so that I can up my game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But now you're starting to catch fire.
Yes, sir.
And you think those people that motivating you to do that?
In a way, yeah. They don't know it, but yeah, I'm watching them and I'm putting them in my little notebook as to,
Is it the same guys always?
Sometimes. I've been trying to catch, one agent for like 2 years now. Probably going to take me like another 2 years.
To get them.
Yeah. But once I do, then I'm aiming at.
And how about the newbies that are getting into business? Are they, are you seeing any sharks come out of the water, or are they, is it really?
you know how it is, Alex.
I know that. That's why I'm asking you. I know.
You can be a new agent, do 15, 30 transactions your first year, flash in a pan maybe. Like, because you don't know. First of all, this isn't just like a job. This is an actual business. So you don't just wake up and go get your paycheck. You gotta kill what you eat what you kill.
You've been through a lot of new agents through KW.
Yeah.
I know you have.
Yeah.
10 years worth.
Yep.
Okay. He was before the pandemic, way before. Okay. Yep. So you've seen them come and go.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
The flash in the pan, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And then what do? They're out.
Usually they want comfort. Like the thought of not getting paid for 2 or 3 months scares the hell out of people. So I think what they'll end up doing is they'll maybe like go part-time for a little bit in real estate, go back to their full-time job, and then they'll just dissipate.
So they explode for a few months.
Yep.
Or a year, maybe.
Maybe a year.
And then they're done.
Most agents don't make it 3 years in the business.
And do you see that in where you're at? The turnover is extremely high?
It's pretty high. Even agents that I bring in, because I'm 34 now. So I'm at that point where my friends are starting to get married, they're starting families.
Right.
So life events can happen and then throw you completely off course. You get married, maybe your husband's making $150,000. You don't really want to go and sell a house anymore.
I mean, which just happens.
Yeah.
Or your wife.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys would live off the woman.
Listen, you sold my wife a house. You know,
right? I know.
I am working
I'm
to be a house.
What she's selling you, and I'm very.
I am working.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Stay-at-home husband.
No. Your wife is a very hard worker.
Yes, she is,
and qualified extremely well.
Yes.
You don't. And I made a bump to the women. There's a lot of single women that are buying houses that are really strong.
Yeah. I love
a lot more than the men.
90% of my clients are women.
That's what I mean.
Yep.
Single women.
Yep. I love
that. You know, they might have a boyfriend or whatever, but they're running the show.
Yeah. On the inside. Yeah.
Oh, on the inside. Yeah. Well, we don't want to get into that either, right? So
no, of course not.
We know what you're talking about, right? So listen, the Philly market, how do we revive it?
Oh man.
I know.
I think just over time it has to course correct. I don't think people see the value as much right now, given that rates are so high, because in the county, you know, they've still got homes that are $250,000, $300,000. That'll be a good starter. But now you've got a driveway, you've got a garage, or you got a huge yard. In the city, you know, you might end up still paying close to what you're going to pay for that house in the suburbs, but you're in a row now.
Yeah.
And maybe your yard is just big enough for a grill. So I think people just kind of have to give it time, accept that rates are what they are, and buy for the reason that you need to buy. Like, do you need more space? Maybe the county doesn't have the modern amenities that the cities have, which it happens a lot of the time. Or maybe, you need to get closer to work. The city has a ton of public transportation, the suburbs doesn't. I think people just need to stop listening so much to the news and what everybody else is doing.
The media.
And focus on what they need.
Well, the media is telling the story, right?
Yeah.
All you see on the news is the problems that the city is
terrifying.
having.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big problem.
Of course.
Of why people aren't coming into the city.
Of course.
Or moving into the city because of the media.
Of course.
I
use West Philly as an example. I grew up in West Philly. I'm a product of my environment. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do pretty well. And people will say, oh, West Philly, but there's tons of parts of West Philly that are really nice. And then people
don't even know.
Yeah. And you've got University Extended. You got some parts of Overbrook Park that are beautiful, big yards, garage, driveway, whatever it is that you want. But people will buy into this stigma or this idea that the city is just bad everywhere and I don't want to be there.
I agree.
So they
think it's the whole city in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Which the whole city gets a bad name.
Right. Just like they think the country's on fire, but it depends on where you go.
It depends on where you go. And I think with agents like you, there needs to be more of that getting out there.
Yes.
I think the agents feel like they're beat down here.
They might
feel
be.
Right?
It might be.
They're beat down mentally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they bought into it.
Yeah. I don't know why.
They bought into the media.
People were saying how last year was so difficult. I might have had one of my best years last year. Because I just stopped listening to other people.
And just grind. See what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's to me, if you shut the noise off and you just do what you do every day, like you said, and plus you probably have a book of business now.
Oh yeah, I do all right, Alex.
Right?
Yeah, I do all right.
Right. You probably have a Range Rover we don't even know about.
Yeah.
You probably
not a silver one. I'm working on it.
You got something going on. Come on. I mean, don't play this game. You're 10 years in real estate. There's money. I'm
about a humble man, Alex. Yeah. All right. I don't want anybody counting my pockets on YouTube. You know how this goes.
All right. So listen.
Yeah.
You had said something about money being invested into real estate, right?
Yeah.
So how much money do you think you invested of your own money back into your business? Because I think the problem right now is that a lot of newer agents and newer loan officers who are getting into this business are all going to their companies and saying, what are you giving me?
Yeah.
Right. I need money for this and I need money for that. And the companies are saying, we're not giving you really anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 100% commission job.
Right.
And you're running your own business.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe we'll give you a little allowance to do whatever you get one time or two times, but not all month. Right.
Right.
My thing I'm trying to beat into their head of younger people is you got to invest in your own business.
Yes.
You got to take your own money out of your own pocket and invest in your own business. And then you'll start to see things on your own. But if you don't look at this as your own business, as you being an entrepreneur, putting in your own money into your own business, you'll never make it.
Yep.
I hate to say it, you'll never make it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And honestly, like I've come to realize that over the last few years.
It's hard to realize that
because, like I said, like at the end of the day, it's a business. It's not a job. You get in here, you have to think differently, and I think that's one of the biggest things that I had to have a mindset shift was I need to be investing in not just myself, but in my business regularly. So I think I'll spend less than $1,000 a month just on like investing.
That's a lot.
Exactly.
In this market.
But when I see other people investing more, I feel like the return is there depending on what it is that you're going after.
Sure.
And I know that a lot of agents will, work with Zillow and some other stuff. I don't know if the return is there. I hear that Zillow's wildly expensive. But I think that what I get the most return out of is just being an authentic, genuine person, because I will have agents call me from all over the country and say, hey, listen, my relative is moving here, or I have a friend that needs this.
They're referring you business.
They're referring me business, and you can't beat that.
Sure.
If your sphere is strong, it doesn't matter how much money you invest in like online leads or changing brokerages, whatever it is that you're trying to do. If your sphere is not strong, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. You have to have a strong sphere.
Let's say you're taking a bunch of attorneys out to lunch.
Yep.
Real estate attorneys.
Yep.
You can get business from them.
Yes.
You got to invest in
100%.
Buying them lunch.
100%. 100%.
Right?
I wouldn't even think twice.
You wouldn't even think twice.
But I think
the younger generation doesn't even want to do that.
No.
They're thinking the company should pay for that, which I understand, right? I get it. I get it because you haven't really made any money. So you're saying to yourself, I'm putting money out. I haven't even made any money.
Yep.
But that's what real estate is. You got to put the money out on your own, and then hopefully you'll get the return, and you will get the return if you do it again and again.
Yeah. When they say it takes money to make money, it's not just a saying. It's real life.
It takes money to make money.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
Right.
You got to spend money to make money.
I'll tell you, like I had a car, and this is just like an example. People will judge you based off everything: how much you spend, how you dress, whether your hair is brushed, which mine is not, but it's okay.
It's all right. You look good.
Thank you. Alex, you give me compliments all day, and you don't have to buy me a drink now. But like when my car broke down, I asked to borrow my mom's car because I had a showing. I'm like, listen, I've got like 2 hours. Let me borrow your car. I'll be right back. My mom drove a Porsche Cayenne at the time. Nice car.
Yes.
Pull up. It's my first time meeting this client. He's like, oh, this is a nice car. And he still asks me about it till this day.
Wow.
And I'm like, hey,
remembered.
That thing's in the shop. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. But yeah, like
it's in the shop for the day. I'll have it next week. Sure.
And next week never comes. But no, you've got to invest. You've got to look and be the part for people to want to work with you.
You think the guys that are dressing up in suits every day, or is that just a stigma of, give it to me there?
I think it depends on what market you're in. I think most buyers, probably like 7 out of 10, wouldn't care if you and I showed up just dressed like this, regular, dressed down, whatever.
Yeah. But if you're looking for that, I guess the high end market, they want to see
you're not showing up in sweatpants.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to see you're wearing something nice.
Armani suit, maybe like a Rolex or something.
Right. But how much high end luxury is being done in Philly right now?
Not a lot. Yeah, not a lot.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's luxury agents in KW.
Yeah, of course.
And Compass and all the other big shot companies that have these top end luxury teams that they brought on.
Yeah.
But how much is really being done?
Not a lot.
I know you see the numbers.
Yeah. I mean, I think, and I don't know if this is considered luxury. I have to double check. But
luxury is like what, $1 million and more?
Yeah. So I think like the sweet spot right now is between like $600 and $850.
Okay.
Yeah. Where it's like, it's pretty good.
That's good. Yeah.
But those could just be like a doctor, maybe not necessarily like somebody who's a millionaire.
Yeah. But do they have a lot of $1 million listings even in the city, or?
Not really. No, not really.
No, because no one's buying that. Right. Let's be truth. Come on. I mean, you could be on Instagram all day saying, "Oh, I'm a realtor to the stars." But how many stars are really buying here? Not many.
Everybody's a celebrity realtor. It's not that many celebrities.
Right. I like that line. Yeah, that's good.
You can have it.
Well, I'm going to use that. I am. I'm mentally putting that in my head right now, and I'm going to use that on Facebook. All right, good. 3 things that you do every day that make you successful. You personally.
Wow. It's like the diary of a CEO. Okay.
That's what I mean. It's a good one.
I like that.
Because I know that you don't just wake up in the morning and say, my name is Larry Brown. I just go to work today and wing it.
No, you can't.
Right. You don't do that. What do you do? What are the 3 things that you think or make you successful every day that you do that is like a routine?
So one of the things that are like super powerful for realtors just across the board is having a CRM. I think if you're not keeping track of who you're talking to and what you're talking about, when you get busy, and it's going to happen eventually, like it always clicks at some point for everybody, you will not be able to keep track of what you're selling, what they want, what their time frame is. Like you can't keep a mental note of that. Okay. So having a CRM, I think, is super powerful. I check in with that, make sure I'm updating my numbers, keeping myself on track for my own personal.
You go to every day? Goals. You go into that?
Yeah,
every day.
100%.
Okay.
The other thing that I think really helps me in my business is checking in with past clients.
Okay.
So I probably don't do that even enough as I should, but that has yielded dividends. So
you saying calling them on the phone?
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Nobody wants to get on the phone.
Not just sending an email.
No, but and luckily I have a lot of like older clients. So they soak that up. They love it. Like, oh, it's so nice of you to call me. Of course I care. I want to make sure you're healthy.
Sure.
But it by chance, is your brother still looking to buy or sell a house? Like, I'm just doing my job here. If we're being honest, And,
I mean, I do care how you're doing, but by the way,
listen, I'm going to call you 7 times out of the year. One out of those 7 times, you're going to refer me business. So really, you're getting 6 good conversations.
Is that the thing that they teach you guys in the real estate? Is you got to call them 7 times a year?
No.
What is it? What is it? Like once every other month?
Yeah, like you want to. There's I forget what it's called, but they basically KW teaches a model where you will touch your sphere. I believe it's like 8 times or something like that. Okay. But it's a combination of phone calls, emails, text, social media, whatever. But I don't think social media is as strong as people make it out to be. Like, sure, there's people who kill it absolutely on social media, but I feel like that's too far in between. Because the agents who I know who are absolutely crushing it in the business, they are on the phones all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
So let's play that back. Let's say so the most successful agents that you see in this business right now, 2025, are the ones that are just crushing the phone.
Yes.
Just the phone.
Yes.
And what are they doing?
So they're calling, making sure that their past clients are enjoying the house.
Okay.
They're checking in for different life events, like, oh, are you guys still getting married? Because that could be a potential sale also. Or
so they made notes, obviously,
of course,
of every person that they're calling. It's not like they're cold calling.
No, you got to have a purpose when you're picking up the phone, for sure.
Right. So they're saying, hey, I knew you guys were getting married in June. Did you? Yeah. Congratulations now, I guess, or did you ever get married?
Pictures, you got any cake left over?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But these people know why you're kind of calling.
In the back of their minds, for sure.
Sure.
But you get on the phone for 5 minutes. After the first 3, they're not even thinking about it anymore. Because if you've done your job well, you've built rapport. And now they're just trying to connect with you on a human level. Okay. Which is, I think, the basis.
And then the referrals come.
Yes.
And that's where they're getting it.
Yes.
They're getting the referrals right off the bat then.
I am. I hope they are.
And how many phone calls a day? What about these guys doing 100 calls a day? Is that real?
100 calls a day. I only do that when I'm like really when I'm really trying to push myself. Like if I've been slacking and I feel like, oh man, I want like the next 2-3 months to be crazy, I'll do what in KW is called a bold 100, where I'm making 100 phone calls.
And so you're just going in the phone book then, or
no? I'm going to my database. People who either have tried to buy and couldn't buy, or people that I've sold to. And I'm asking.
So you got to have a pretty big database in order to do that.
100%.
You got to be an experienced agent. We're not talking about a newbie here.
No. So
what if you get a newbie to do it for you? Does that work?
I personally wouldn't. I think
they hire these teams now, these ISAs and stuff like that to call your database.
I think they're best for like when you're trying to pick up distressed properties, or if you're trying to find out if sellers you haven't quite nailed down yet in terms of like getting their business, right? Just having them call and check in, like, hey, are you still thinking of selling? At this stage, I wouldn't use a newbie to call my database. I think that's one of the more important things that I should be doing And then the newbie, if I were me, I would have them doing like showings and things like that.
Right.
Because I feel like I could reclaim a lot of my time if I didn't have to show so many properties. I touched on something
on this past week when I did the show on my own, the Q&A show about realtors sending video messages.
Yeah.
And loan officers doing it now too. Yep. And I talked to a number of marketers in my company, and they said the realtors and the loan officers that are sending the video messages are crushing it.
Yeah.
Their numbers are doubling and tripling over everyone else because the video messages are
It's
personal.
A new thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they're sending it through their phone, or what do you think?
I think you have to have a really good relationship with the person you're sending a video to.
No. They're
just sending random
cold.
Oh,
on a lead.
I would be shocked.
So let's say a Zillow lead comes through.
Okay.
They don't even know them.
Yeah.
They're sending a video message to them saying, "Hey, I saw that you were looking at this house from the Zillow lead that you sent through. It's a video."
Okay.
Or they're sending them, when they talk to them for the first time on the phone, then they send them an estimate on what the costs are going to be. They send it with a video message through email.
I would like to see hard data on that because
I don't listen.
I'm
not a guy that does that either because I'm an old school
online leads. If I found, don't even want to get on the phone with you. You think they want to look at my face, even though I'm a beautiful man? Yeah. Like, you think they want to look at my face and hear me talk about welcome to?
No, I mean, you come up, they're deleting you, right?
Exactly.
Right? What is this?
They're going to swipe up like they're on TikTok, but there's nothing there.
All right. So how about that's true. There is nothing there.
There's nothing there.
So what have you, like, I guess, you've been working with them a few times?
Yeah.
Then maybe that the conversion is a little, well, how about you're trying to win a listing?
Oh.
And you send something there.
I think that actually, plays out well.
Okay.
I think if you made contact with a seller and maybe you're still competing for the job and you send them a personal video message, I just wanted to thank you for your time at 123 Main Street. Again, I think I'm the best person for the job. Yeah. Here's why.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, you have my email. Look forward to working with you.
Right.
Keep it short, sweet. Me, I like to send stuff because everybody likes gifts.
Sure.
So if I go on a listing appointment, if I know there's another agent competing, the hour after I leave, you're getting an edible arrangement.
Oh, nice.
And then
all right.
I've had twice where they've just like, hey, listen, we want to work with you. Like this was very thoughtful. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it works.
People love gifts. Alex, you buy me.
I know.
Alex, you've gotten me drunk so many times.
I know.
People
like it. No, yes. They do. They like it. I mean, and salespeople like it too.
Of course. Everybody does.
They love it.
Yeah.
Listen, if somebody's giving me something, I'm going to go with them. It's right. Just because, I mean, it's terrible, but I mean, but if you're right. I mean, and listen, this is why loan officers wine and dine agents, right? And agents wine and dine attorneys, and attorneys wine and dine. Yes. It's like a whole domino effect.
It's a real psychological thing. The chances of you closing a deal are higher if you're doing it over dinner and drinks.
Right.
I didn't make that up.
It's true.
And it's not from Wolf of Wall Street.
Right. And you like to drink too.
Yes. I do. Thank you. This guy, I think he's doing it.
I mean, what am I saying? They're telling the truth, right? I mean, that's it.
That seems to be the theme, yes.
How about house flipping? Is house flipping working right now? I'm pushing a lot of DSCR loans. DSCR is the investment, no income. They don't verify income. They don't do anything. Like you want to buy an investment property, you put 20% down. We don't look at your tax returns. We don't look at your W-2s. We don't look at anything. We just look at the assets to make sure you have enough money in the bank to do it, and then we move.
I'm glad you brought that up then, because I may have a buyer that you can take, because I think she's a little, what about credit?
660 or higher.
Oh, okay. So credit's still a big
credit's going to be kind of good.
Okay.
Not great, but in the middle there.
So we'll circle back on that, as they say in corporate America.
But is that working right? Is house flipping and investing working right now?
I think so. But again, I think like your project, like people are getting really tight with the numbers. Like I'm looking at properties in the city that are like $150,000 or less. And if the ARV isn't like 325, like I'm finding a lot of investors don't even want to touch it. Like, because I think rates are still kind of high for them also. And they're seeing that things aren't moving as quickly as they once were.
Right.
So it means now they've got holding costs, which, they got to factor into their bottom line. And that's just a headache for them.
So But the return on the money, the rent's there, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the rents are there.
If you're going to buy and hold, I think that's a wonderful thing right now.
Right, because the rent's there.
Rent is crazy in Philly.
Duplexes and triplexes.
Yes.
You seen a lot of them in the city still right now or no?
Yes. In terms of people buying them, yeah. But inventory-wise, no, not really. No. I just came from a showing actually in Lansdowne. Guy lives in Jersey, but it's a quad. And I was shocked because I was the only person there to see the property that day.
Wow.
I was like, this has never happened.
Yeah, because there's no quads.
No, of course not.
You're not finding anything that's cash flowing
and in good shape.
No. Well, I think that's the other problem right now.
Yeah.
People are throwing houses on the market. They're not doing anything to them. They don't care.
And I'm sure you're seeing that on the appraisal side.
We're getting killed.
Yeah.
I mean, the list of repairs is, come on. You got to do something to your house, guys. Now, you got to do something. All right. And now you got me started. I didn't want to get annoyed today, but now I'm going to get annoyed, right? Do something to your house. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Fix it up a little bit.
Right.
If you know it's falling apart, it's not going to pass the appraisal.
Right. Exactly.
Conventional too.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks, let's do a conventional loan and the appraiser won't say anything ever. That's not true. Yeah. I just had a conventional loan being done. I'm not going to, it's a current deal, so I'm not going to name names of realtors and stuff like that, but the septic system is completely destroyed.
Wow.
There's water seeping through the ground. Okay? It's a Jersey property. Well, it's conventional. No. Just because it's a conventional deal, the conventional appraiser went out there and said, we have a problem. There's a septic system is seeping water through the ground.
Yeah.
We need you can't close the deal.
Yeah.
You're not going to get around this stuff. You're not going to get around it. Conventional loan, any loan, they're going to call it out. If the house is falling apart and water's shooting through the ceilings and and there's a flood and whatever it is, just because it's a conventional loan doesn't mean you just get the deal through. This is the problem, I think. Not only are they saying we don't want an FHA deals, now they're saying, well, we just want cash only because the house is falling. Come on.
It's all a headache.
This is getting crazy.
Yeah.
Like cash only.
And cash buyers, because they keep seeing it, I think they are even starting to get a little pickier with what they want to buy. Yeah.
I saw one deal in another condo that was in perfect condition and there was a little problem with the sink and the people wouldn't close. People are getting more tight.
Yeah.
They're not playing around no more.
No.
You're not selling me your junk. All right. All right. I want it fixed.
Yeah.
I want this done. I paid $30,000, $40,000 over the asking price. I want this stuff done.
Yes. And
period.
The kind of person that you have to be to have $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 cash. No, you didn't get that way just taking people's crap.
No. I don't get it either. I don't know. I think this market's changing in that aspect. Why are deals dying?
Inspections.
Yeah.
Like you just said, inspections are
major issue on your end.
I'm seeing a lot of issues with roofs. And also I'm seeing a lot of untreated termite stuff where just the other day. I mean, it's so common in the city, it shouldn't deter everybody from buying. But what I'm finding is that sellers are just sitting on the stuff for years, never addressing any of the joists. And now it's becoming a structural issue, which as soon as an inspector says structure, even if
you're done.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you're done. Deal's dead.
That's it.
The problem is that you're shopping these people for so long.
Yep.
I have them pre-approved for 6 months. They finally find the house that they want. They go under contract, and then here we go. It's dead. And then I don't talk to them for 3 months again. You want to kill yourself.
Nobody talks about the emotional toll that buying a house takes on you. And then when it doesn't work out, it's like a bad breakup. It's like, you know what, Alex, I didn't really like you anyway. Your hair is too shiny.
Everybody hates
too
me.
Black.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody hates me after the deal. No, here's what it is. They hate me up until the deal we go to closing. Then they love me when they go to closing.
Yep. Oh, Alex, you worked so hard.
You were great.
Yeah.
Love you, man. They hug me at closing. They think I'm the best thing in the world.
Yep.
They trashed me for 3 weeks saying our company sucks. You asked me for everything under the sun. You kept pressing me back to Larry. Larry didn't know what to do. He wasn't answering his phone. He wasn't getting back to me. He didn't know. He kept telling me to call you. You told me to call him.
Yep.
What a mess.
Yep.
Right? Then we go to closing and everything is great.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're giving me their mother that wants to buy a house. That is the truth.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
So anyway, all right. So listen, I know you deal. This one's for the loan officers. Whenever I bring a realtor on, I ask the realtor what qualities that they look for in a loan officer.
Sure.
Right? Like, because you guys get hit all day, every day. Right? How many get hit with? I'm constant.
I have a guy who just has me on like a repeat text message.
They just
thing.
crush you.
I'm hearing 3 times a week. Hey, Larry, anybody out there you're working with that needs pre-approval? I'm like, bro, I don't even remember who you are at this point. So
are they calling you or is it texting?
I'm getting a lot of text and email stuff.
Text and email.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the point where I think now my email just automatically flags anything about lending and sends it to spam.
Right
so I have to check my junk every day now. So thanks to you guys. Appreciate it.
So it's well, they're doing their job, right?
Okay.
But they're being a pest.
Yes.
See what it is with me. I'm so old school. Like I'll send an email or a text to a realtor, somebody that I want to work with. And if they don't respond to me, I don't ever talk to them again either. Right. So, which is wrong in sales. That's horrible. I'm not, and that I don't commend that to condone that. I'm sorry. I don't condone that to other people that are getting it. You should follow up. You know, that you should be on a process of following up, right? Yeah. You shouldn't just one and done them and say, you know, I never want to talk to that guy again because he didn't respond.
No, this is what I think loan officers should do. I think you guys should call and say, hey, sure, go ahead. Give an excuse.
You guys don't want to talk to us, right? Listen, hey, let's do it.
Yeah,
right,
sure.
Let's do it.
Role playing.
Let's role play, right? Okay. Ring, your phone's ringing.
Hey, this is Larry. How can I help you?
Larry, what's going on, man? Alex Taberne with Moving Mortgage.
Hi, Alex. How can I help you?
Right. You know right away why I'm calling you.
Skeptical,
Larry, I was just checking in, man. See what's going on in the market. I heard things are a little rough out there. We got some programs that I think could maybe help your business.
Okay. Sounds good. What kind of programs are we talking about?
So you really want to talk to me, Larry?
If you tell me you have programs that can help buyers, I think it's a thing. I think it's a you thing, Alex. If you have programs that can help my buyers, I'm all ears. Make my life easier. Yes.
I guess you know what it is. The stigma from the loan officer point of view is we're thinking you're getting hit all day with calls like that.
No.
When everybody has that magic pill, that special program, that thing that you've never heard of, right? That gold watch that you, right? But you're not.
No. And I think at this point, I've worked enough different types of loans and grants or whatever to know when something's fluff, but like, give it to me straight. Like, tell me, hey, listen, this is what it is. These are the type of buyers that will qualify for this. And if you know anybody who needs it, like, give us a call. We close these pretty quickly, whatever the case is.
Do you feel a phone call directly to an agent is better than an email?
Yes. Because I think, first of all, I'm sorry to say this.
Do agents pick up their phones?
Not all of them, no. But you don't want to work with the ones who don't answer their phone.
That's true. So, not all of them.
No.
How about the majority or no?
The majority, yes. Because they know there's business to be had. If you don't answer, you don't get paid.
Right. Well, you're trained. Right. You should.
You should.
Where the loan officers, they don't answer their phone because they know.
Well, you got bad news coming on the other end. So no, you don't.
It's never good news, right? So you look down, and you're like, I'm not answering that.
Yeah. They're supposed to close today. Larry's calling me. I know this is like.
Here we go. Here we go. We got a problem. All right. So the qualities of a good loan officer then are ones to call you with something that actually is of value to you, which is a good program.
But the number one thing I look for in a loan officer, and I get a lot of flack from this whenever I talk to loan officers, is I want somebody who works hard. Like if I have to work until 9 p.m., I'm not saying you have to, but I want to be able to call you on 6:30 on a Thursday or a Wednesday and get a deal done.
And how do you know who they are?
You don't.
Right.
You might get one, and then on the next deal, I'm at the beach. Oh, I'm out for a light jog in the springtime. Like, no, I know I can call you on your daughter's quinceañera, and you will step into the closet and call me back.
I've done it.
I know it.
I've done it. I know what it is. That is the one thing that I've tried to train many times. You got to work hard, and all the time.
All the time.
No matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or where you are.
Yeah.
Listen, there's times where your wife's having a baby or something and you're in the room with her. I mean, you might not want to answer the phone. All right. So you might not want to. You might not want to. You might not want to. Right? There's a big excuse there, right? There's certain issues I'm not saying you should do.
Yeah.
But 95% of the time, you can listen, if you can't pick up the phone, I always send a text. Hey, I can't pick it up. I'll call you in 15 minutes.
Yep.
Hey, I'm doing this. I'm doing that.
Yep.
Whatever it is,
Yep.
let them know you're alive, and then attack after that,
Yes.
right? On the client that they want to get done. I think that's hard to find.
Yeah. And I think loan officers will appreciate being able to pay their mortgage the next month.
Right.
If they just answer the phone.
No, I think a lot of loan officers will do it for 1 month. Like you said.
Yeah.
They'll do it really hard and show you, and then the next month they're out.
Yeah.
They made a little money.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for you and me though.
We love
it.
I love it.
Less hands in the pie.
Right. So, all right. So one big one before we, what's the prediction for the future of the market for, not only for yourself? I mean, is it 2025? You guys have meetings every day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes meetings.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
I think that what people are saying, but don't want to say publicly, is that I think there's going to be a lot of short sales and foreclosures and things like that coming down the pipeline.
All people that bought houses that they shouldn't have bought.
Yeah. Everybody was going crazy during COVID. And then stuff happens, like it's life. You might get divorced. What you bought in 2022 at the peak of, just the real estate market may not be what maybe not be worth what it was back then today. Mm-hmm. And, the last thing you want to be is underwater in a situation. Right. But, insurances are higher. Taxes have gone up in the city. Things are just expensive. The economy itself is more expensive.
The delinquency rate has gone up dramatically.
Yes.
With mortgage payments.
I believe
We've seen it. 60, 90-day mortgage payments. I know that they're not reporting this because they don't want to, but 60 to 90-day mortgage payments are back to pre-pandemic levels, which were very high before the pandemic. Then they went down because the rates went down to 2%. So everybody was making their payments. Yeah. And now we're seeing some problems.
I can believe it.
And everything else is high.
Yeah.
Even the cost of eggs, as we know, is through the ceiling. So people can't afford anything.
No. People need to
the energy bills, the electric bills.
Oh my!
People are crying that they're going from $100 to $400 or $500 in one pop.
Yeah, don't buy gas in the city.
What are you seeing? Yeah. Right, they're getting killed.
PGW, man. I hope this reaches some corporate office that they might have. Alex, I don't know. I know you have.
Well, I gotta.
I know you have goons. I gotta send the word out. But PGW,
we could get the word out.
We have to do something about that.
It's a problem. People are screaming about it. I know.
And it's been a cold winter.
I know.
Man, I feel bad for people.
The bills are through the ceiling.
Yes.
And I think that's a huge problem with the delinquency rate. And you're right. I think foreclosures are coming.
I think so.
Which is not a good thing for them.
No.
It could be a good thing for realtors because they got some deals coming down the pipe.
Sorry to say it.
That's terrible.
I'm not a vulture, but
let's talk about interest rates. Interest rates are at 7% even right now. Okay. 30-year fixed closed at 7% even the other day. 143,000 jobs were created. Still less than what they thought, but the Fed is saying we're not going to lower the rates because we still feel that the economy is doing good.
Okay. I disagree.
I disagree. Okay. On another note, Trump was saying that he's going to target the 10-year treasury. 10-year treasury is where they get the interest rates. He's saying that he's so mad that the Fed won't cut the rates and go his way, that he's going behind their back. He's going straight to work on the 10-year treasury in order to try to get that cut. So that the interest rates will go down no matter if the Fed cuts the rates or not. Because as you know, when the Fed cuts the rates, it doesn't dramatically take a shot on the rates themselves.
Right.
It takes a shot on home equity loans, lines of credit cards and stuff like that. But the mortgage rate, you won't see it go down, right?
Right.
Now, if they attack the 10-year treasury and say, forget about what the Fed's doing, then you're going to see the rates come down because the 10-year treasury itself will come down, okay? So this is what's happening behind the scenes. But for everybody who's thinking that these rates are lower than they are, they're not. No. We're still in the sevens. We're creeping at 7% even as of this past week, and that hurts.
Yeah. A lot of first-time buyers have held out as long as they could, and now they're just kind of biting the bullet. Like, hey,
they're not.
Yeah.
Are they renting, or what's going on?
A lot of them are extending their leases, but some of them are saying, well, rates are just not going to drop. So let me look at something that maybe is under the price point I initially was looking at.
Right. And the inventory then is.
Yeah, it's tough because everybody's thinking the same thing then. And it's like, oh, let me just buy a little cheaper so I can afford more. and now you've got 4 other people trying to buy it. So you're spending more money.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so
it's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta pick your poison. You either sit and rent and let that rob you for the next 10 years, or you buckle down, buy something that you can afford and watch it appreciate over the next
I had a client call me and she was like, I want to buy, my daughter wants to buy a house, but I don't want to put it in her name. I want to do it for her in my name. And I said, okay. She said, because I don't want to strap her with a mortgage payment down the road if she has to go buy a car or if she has to do something in her life. If she ever does that, then she's going to have a house in her name and that's going to hurt her.
Could be a good thing though.
Right. Yeah. Feed off of what I just said.
Yeah.
How would you answer that?
First of all, if your daughter is an unmarried single person,
which she is,
she should be buying a duplex for our first property, in my opinion.
Okay.
And I think that gives her a little bit more flexibility because, you're going to be paying a mortgage, probably the same about what you would be paying for a single family home, but you've got somebody else now helping you pay the mortgage. So you're basically cutting your payments in half if you're buying something decent.
Yeah.
And then that gives you a little bit of flexibility to go out and buy that car you wanted. So instead of you spending $2,000 a month for your regular 3-bedroom house.
This guy's learned good over here, man.
Hey,
this guy must be listening to some pretty good people.
I think it's just born and instilled.
Who's this guy listening to? I don't know.
But it works.
Listen, I told her, your daughter's going to build appreciation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That house is going to gain equity.
Yes.
Right? And she can maybe even buy a car outright from the equity of that house.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
And it wouldn't matter.
No.
She could do anything and she can refi down the road when the rates go down.
Exactly.
And the minute I said she can refi, really? How soon can she refi? I said anytime after 6 months, she could come back and refi. Oh, okay. The whole tune, like people don't realize you can refi.
Yeah.
If if you do these rates at 7%, you might I don't know when, because if I say when, everybody's going to crush me and say, you said March, right? And then don't corner me either, because I see you looking at me. Yeah. You're about to ask me when. I'm not going to tell you when, all right? Because I don't know when, all right? I know that it's coming. The refis will come. This rate will eventually come down.
Yeah,
I've been saying it. I don't know if it's going to be this year, all right? But it will. And people like this won't be able to refi.
Yes.
All these people that I did at 7% and 7.5% and 8% and 6.5% are going to refi.
Yep.
Because the rates are going to be in the low 5s and high 4s, and they're all going to refi.
Yep. It's going to turn the corner eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
So if you buy now, it's not forever.
No. You just got to be able to afford it for as long as you can. You got to afford it.
Yeah. Right. But then she said, well, she's going to make a $1,700 a month rent payment instead right now. Is what she's making.
That's a lot of money to throw away.
$1,700 a month to rent.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to throw away.
Buy a house, $2,000 a month, a couple $100 more a month. Even you could find something at $17 a month or $2,000.
Well, and maybe. And I want to clarify, because I don't think you should buy if you can't afford it. Like if you have to rent to save money or get a better job or something, that makes perfect sense. But it does not make sense to go and rent when you can buy. Right. Because then people like me, we just take your rent and we buy more property.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he was blunt.
I'm going to be honest.
He was blunt.
I'm going to tell my buyers the same thing.
Right.
Buy and then buy something else.
Yeah. You have any rental properties?
I do.
You do?
I do.
In the city here?
Yes, in the city.
And they're positive cash flow?
Yes, sir.
Is it a pain in the butt to be a landlord?
It depends. How good are you at vetting?
Right. So this is a big problem, because a lot of people come to me and say, Alex, you're pushing me to go buy an investment property, but I'm not a landlord.
Yeah.
And then what if they don't pay? And then what if there's problems in the place? I can't fix the light bulb. And
what if your job lets you go? Or what if your car breaks down or your wife leaves? I guess there's too many what ifs.
I know.
Make the good move.
Take the shot, you're saying.
Take the shot. And just make sure it's a calculated risk, like you would invest in Dogecoin. Yeah.
Right.
That turns out
Which obviously you've done that too.
Yeah.
Everything. Listen,
billionaire.
Before we go, everything that's worked for Larry, he gets that smirk on his face. He's, and I see these little twinges, the little dollar signs in his eyeballs. It's like the devil red dot, but it's green instead. It must have worked for you, I guess, right? So that's great.
Maybe not Doge, but some other things have worked.
All right, man, you did an awesome job.
Of course I did.
You roll the way we like to roll.
I appreciate
You're going to keep going then, right? So this is it for you.
Yeah.
This is your career?
Yes, this is my career.
You're not going anywhere.
No, I may change markets. We'll see.
What?
Yeah, I may be moving to Houston in like the next year and a half.
Houston?
Yeah.
What are we doing in Houston?
You'll find out on part 2 of the Browns podcast.
Houston, Texas?
Yeah. My wife wants to get closer to family.
You're going to be a Texans fan or no?
No.
You wouldn't do that.
No. I hate the Eagles too much to be a Texans fan.
What?
Yeah.
Are you wearing green? Is that green?
Yeah, this is green.
Well, then
this is money green. It's not Eagles green. What's wrong with you?
That's why go to Houston. Yeah. Do me a favor. Be gone. Go to Houston. All right. Yeah. I'm not licensed in Texas. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I can't do any deals there.
That's all right. So I'll still send you.
You'll have to introduce me to every single agent in your office before you leave.
I'm training them up now so that they're solid and ready to go for you.
Good. Yep. Good. Thanks for coming on, man.
Of course, man.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Sir. That's the truth right there. This guy tells the truth. I knew he would. I hope these agents are listening because there's no BS behind this guy's eyes.
Thank you.
He lives and breathes it every day. I know he does.
Yes, sir.
And he's had tough days too. Yep. So just because he's smiling, he looks like he's has all success right now. He's been on the other side too. I've seen it, and he came back, and now he's where he's at again.
Yes,
so
sir.
It's cycles.
Yes, sir.
It's cycles.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, see you guys soon. Thanks again.
Hey.